Welcome everyone, on today's video. So about 18 hours ago-ish, from when I'm currently recording this, a DRG update and trailer has been announced probably, and the trailer has come out. So I'm just going to give my general thoughts on it. This is not my first reaction. I have seen this a few times over before this recording. And yeah, I'm just going to talk about it, just my general thoughts, and just have a good time. So I hope you all enjoy the video. Now I'm going to try and do a little more like small form content, like short stuff, instead of long like hour and a half videos I've been trying to do like last time. Just more compact videos, just so because I rewatched the previous videos and there's so many mistakes that bugged me to no end. So it's like I'm gonna do small. I'm gonna try and be doing smaller videos from now on a little bit. So yeah, just see how it goes from here. So hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and yeah, we'll just see how just watch the trailer, and I'll just give my general thoughts as we go. It's like 2 in the morning right now, so I may not be the best talker in the world right now, but I'll just give my general thoughts and we'll go from there.
Hello miners, it is time for another DRG update and we are back with a new rundown. Welcome to Season
General
4,
introduction stuff right now.
Critical Corruption. Though we have gained great ground against the rampaging lithophage,
Oh yes, great
months,
PNGs.
it remains a constant threat on Hoxies, despite our best efforts.
Very good art though. Very good art. Just unironically.
Alarming new mutations are starting to come in. It is clearly reacting to our presence, and our endeavors are getting even more hazardous moving forward.
Get some raw puck stuff.
Let's get right into it. The bad news first. The plague carts you have encountered previously have evolved. They will now turn into lithophage corruptors.
Yes, about that. So I originally saw this was like a core walk that got affected by the raw pox. I did not realize, like, until like very recently, I did not, like the second time I rewatched the trailer, I did not realize that it's the plague hearts. But you know, because as you can see, the wonderful little abomination and freak against nature has like a very core walk like shell shape to it. Like it looks like it's a lot taller, obviously, but it has the vaguest shape of a Korwak shell. So it's like I saw it initially, it's like, oh, it's a Korwak or like some variation of it. They got infected by Rawpox, but it's the plague heart, which is, you know, interesting little bit of lore. So cool, I like it. And it's also terrifying little tentacles that go. It just, you know, it goes across the ground like a little freak of nature. So real funny, but also real terrifying.
Ravenous, fully mobile.
Also, it goes up walls. It's like, look at that, it's terrifying. That is terrifying. It just goes straight 90-degree walls like it's nothing. It's terrifying.
They go. They appear impervious to normal
I love it.
fire.
It's disgusting.
You will need to use the cleansing equipment
I love it.
to get through their exterior shells and expose their...
But yeah, the real nice thing is that another interesting thing I want to bring up is yeah, you actually have to use the cleaning equipment to take them down, which is a lot. It's interesting. It's, you know, it's not like a dreadnought where you just simply just shoot it until it's dead. It's actually I guess, a very unique encounter in terms of the bosses. Like, Korwak is, you know, shoot the stalks, then shoot the heart itself. Dreadnoughts are variations of shoot it and deal with the armor. And armor, like, Hearthstone and the this are probably two more unique boss fights in the game, along with Omen, but Omen's just still kind of shoot it once you step on a panel. So yeah, there's one more unique, interesting ways you can do a boss fight in DRG. So I'm excited. You know, it's terrifying because it's like basically the coordinated team to make sure everything works fine. But given how, like, I'm assuming it isn't going to be like a monster like Omen, like the Omen is in terms of like raw DPS, it should be mostly fine. But it's still a little bit terrifying that, yeah, you have to possibly coordinate team while dealing with possibly this and anything else that may come along with it.
Soft inner core.
Very unique though, I like it. Yeah, there's a little spike attack there, so it does actually defend itself, so it isn't just, you know, just a punching bag, it actually does defend itself.
The Phage Corruptor is no pushover.
Oh, wonderful, it has teeth there too, yeah, I just, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that it has teeth.
And will fight back to defend itself. Walk with care, miners.
Tentacles are a little bit weird too.
Furthermore, several more strains of Hoxie's wildlife
yeah, it's about this as well.
have succumbed to the rock pugs and gotten infected. You can now expect to meet
Yeah, so you saw the exploders there. I think that wasn't the greatest thing in the world.
care minus. Furthermore, several more strains of Hoxie.
Yeah, you see there the Scout Fire 2 shells from the M1, I think it's M1000. I can't remember. It's either M100 or M1000 rifle. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he just shot like 2 shots into the exploder.
With care minus. Furthermore, several more strains of Hoxie.
So we finally have exploders that actually can take a hit, which is terrifying. So I was like, for a second, I was like, why are there the the weak points for the Rockpox stuff on the exploders? Because exploders tend to have like exploders besides like the Neodite swarmers and the regular Glyphid swarmers are like the easiest things to take down. Like they had the lowest health, they had no armor, and they just go down instantly. So I was kind of like, why do they need the pustules? Because like for pustules, that's a great way to describe the weak points, but it's like, why do they need it? Because they like exploders usually have the lowest amount of health in the game for like a proper non like swarmer-esque unit, or not unit, enemy. And yeah, it turns out they actually take a hit. So we have exploders that finally can take a hit, which is terrifying.
Sees wildlife.
They're probably gonna be like radiation exploders where they're not going to have as massive amount of burst damage from the initial explosion. They're probably gonna have like a whiplophage cloud after them, probably like the radiation swarmer. So probably something like that. But the fact they're able to take a hit is a little bit terrifying.
Have succumbed to the rock pugs and gotten infected. You can now expect to meet infected Mactera bombers.
Yeah, these things are really. I really like the orange color on this scheme. I really like the orange color scheme on this thing. It's wonderful. But yeah, it's very interesting. So we actually have new Mactera. That's pretty cool. I like new Mactera. And it's quite nice that we're getting new variations of enemies. I always like new variations of enemies. I really do like that. The color scheme looks great. And yeah, I'm just really pleased with this. Again, it's probably, whiplophage. Probably going to spread whiplophage everywhere. Just be a nuisance. But yeah, it's quite nice that we're actually getting new variations for Rockpox stuff. Which is quite nice. And again, it's a goo bomber with weak points essentially, so that'll be fair. That's actually gonna be a pretty difficult thing to deal with because it'll probably be flying around in a room when it spawns in, and yeah, just trying to get all its weak points in some situations can be really nasty because yeah, usually the thing about goo bombers is they're just giant blobs of health that you just shoot out of the sky pretty easily, but since it's probably going to take a massive amount of rounds to take down due to being a Rawpox thing, so yeah, it's going to take so many hits if you don't take down the pustules, which may not be the easiest thing in the world. So, it's like, it's a very interesting concept and it's terrifying and I love it, so I'm happy. And I do like the orange color scheme again, so very happy with this.
As well as infected nadocyte breeders.
This thing, yeah, I saw this on Twitter a few days ago. Very interesting. I really like the fact that Neocyte Breeder is being reused for interesting concepts. So instead of like the Neocyte like larva, it has Rockpox larva, and it has a wonderful orange color scheme. Very nice. I like it, and it's a great use of the pustules because Neocyte Breeders are also pretty relatively decently tanky. Like I wouldn't call them like really really tanky, but they're decent enough that they could take quite a bit of ammo to take down. So having it Rockpox means that'll take even more out, more rounds than usual. Just like a massive amount of rounds. So yeah, it's like very happy that again new variation, like that a lot, and very interesting to fight because unless you take down the pustules, it's going to be I think it's technically blisters. I guess that's better. I think that's how the game describes it. So yeah, I think it's blisters. So yeah, if you don't take them down, it's going to absorb so much fire that you'll probably just waste a lot of your ammo. So, very interesting.
Be on your guard as always, as these new variants will be even more.
New acid spitters as well. So I'm assuming we're most likely going to get so I think the Rawpox stuff is going to include the Goo Bomber, the Breeder, the acid spitter, and the Exploder. I think those are the 4 main so far we've seen. And again, acid spitter is always a pain, so getting a variation is, I guess, fair enough. So, are they acid spitters? Are they acid
Unusual,
spitters? Yeah, they look like, yeah, those are acid spitters because you can tell because I think that's a little bit of the armor right there.
while also, and as always, as these new variants will be even more hostile than usual, while
Yeah, I think that's the death scream of the acid spitter. Yeah, yeah, that's the acid spitter. Okay, because the regular Griffith Grunt, the Wiffle Page variant, has a little tendril that comes out and they have a little projectile attack. I'm not sure if like, yeah, that should be the acid spitter, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, that's the acid spitter, I think, because the Wiffle Page kind of was like a little like clump of like rock almost that froze, but that's acid spitter projectile. So I think that is the acid spitter, but I may be wrong. So yeah, we got acid spitters, exploders, breeders, and acid spitters, breeders, my Terragoo bomber, and exploder. There we go. So again, more variations of stuff. Like it a lot, and actually gonna make acid spitters pretty tough because yeah, like usually acid spitters are pretty easy to take down, but again with raw pox, like if you don't take down the blisters, they're gonna take a lot of shots. So actually could make these guys a little dangerous since usually acid spitters you just wipe off the face of the earth within 2 seconds, which kind of counteracts the fact they do a lot of damage. But if they take a lot of shots, then that's another thing. So interesting and possibly very terrifying.
also propagating the spread of rockpox. As if that wasn't
Love the color
enough,
scheme.
Huxies itself seems to fight back in its usual way, by spewing out yet more ghastly creatures from far
Right.
below.
I thought that was like a new variation of like
In its usual way,
yeah, those are acid
by
spitters, I
spewing
think.
out yet more.
Yeah, those are acid spitters. Yeah, you can tell because they have like sharp armor right here. Like normally grunt armors tends to be a little more rounded, so it's like it kind of has more like a round or like a smooth edge to it. Yeah, that's definitely an acid spitter because it has point to it. So the armor does. So yeah, it is an acid spitter.
Ghastly creatures
But I saw
from
like
far
just
below
it's a very convenient shot to make sure we
fight back in its
figure it
usual
out.
way, by spewing out yet more
Very
ghastly
convenient.
creatures from far below.
So yeah,
Scanners
confirmed acid spitter. So that's good.
report sightings of two new monsters. The Glyphid Stingtail.
These things, I hate them. I hate them so much. I hate scorpions. I hate bugs. I don't like these. And also, where is its face? Like, I know I'm pausing this a lot, but it's like, where is its face? I don't like the fact that it has no face. That scares me. Is that its face? The giant chitinous, like, tusk? I don't know.
Is a powerful
But yeah, we're actually finally getting a tailed Glyphid. Is it a Glyphid?
sightings of two new monsters. The Glyphid Stingtail.
Glyphid. It is indeed a Glyphid. So Glyphid doesn't, Glyphids are no longer, Glyphids now include tails, so that's interesting. So we may have to, that's interesting. So we have acid spitters, which are more like just like little blocks of health that don't really have a defined face and or head, and now we have this. So interesting. So the Glyphid species is expanding rapidly, and I hate scorpions, so this is gonna be fun for me when I play the game again with this update. So terrifying.
Is a powerful, heavily armored beast. It has a grabbing tail capable of incapacitating any enemy and goring them against its massive horns. Mind yourselves around this one.
Yeah. Okay. So very. Okay. Hold on.
And goring them against
get
its
good.
massive horns.
There you go. So yeah, this thing. Great shot. Is that its face? No, that's its mouth, I think. Oh, that's terrifying. I hate it. I hate it so much. But yeah, these are really interesting in my personal opinion. First off, this is I think a kind of a mix between a this is the in between a Praetorian and regular grunt, which we don't really have currently. Like we grunt guards, but I consider more of the wider side of the spectrum in terms of armor. Well, the Praetorians, of course, and the oppressors on the far side of heavy. So having like a middle ground where it isn't heavily armored to the point of a Praetorian, but isn't as white as a grunt guard or a grunt is pretty good. So we finally have a middle ground between. So we have the grunts on one side as like the white armor, this horrid abomination against nature in the middle in terms of like medium armored Glyphid, and then we have on the far side we have the oppressors and the Praetorians, the super heavy stuff. So very interesting because we finally have that as a concept, so that's pretty good. I guess if you can vaguely call it a medium armored Glyphid as like a concept now, so that's pretty cool. And the grabbing tail is actually pretty interesting too, because first off, I'm assuming it's not.
King
Okay, let's see.
is a powerful, heavily armored
Let's watch
beast.
Scout.
It has a grabbing tail.
Yeah, it appears the Scout is appears it isn't a Leech or Bacteria grabber type of grab. It pulls you towards it, but you aren't immobilized. So that's very interesting. So it's a new type of grab essentially, and it's very interesting because again, it's a thing that forces you to be careful around it because it'll pull you towards it if you're in a certain range, which is interesting. And it's also very interesting because it can pull you into a swarm of like 10 grunts, and say what you will about grunts, 10 of them will attack pretty hard, and they'll take you down pretty fast. So that's very interesting. So as a concept, it's very interesting and also just very terrifying because again, it's like during a swarm, if you like one of these guys takes a scout out just by pulling him into like a swarm, if you're not prepared for that, that can easily kill like a player no problem. So terrifying, and also I'm assuming that based off as the narrator the trailer says, it's like high melee damage most likely, as he couldn't tell based off the 3 giant spikes coming out of its face. So I'm pretty sure this is basically just a better, you can vaguely call this a Glyphid Slasher Plus, I guess is the best way to put this. So, very interesting. It's just, I guess, a more heavily armored, Glyphid Slasher with a pull ability, which is terrifying. So, hey, looking forward to that. But yeah, really, really interesting concept there.
Capable of incapacitating any enemy and goring them against its massive horns. Mind yourselves around this.
Oh, that must be the weak point, I think. Yeah, look at that. So I think that may actually be the weak point, possibly. That will, so if you break the carapace, you get access to that, and then you just take it down from there. Interesting.
Meanwhile, the Glyphid Septic
these
is a
things.
malicious cousin of our old friend, the Glyphid Spitter. This one fires heavy globules of rancid biomatter, which spread out in a wide area.
Terrifying.
Impact. Just
these things are.
Another day on Hoxie's, I suppose.
Alright, so let's take a shot. Yeah, these things. So these are very interesting too, because I think they're, again, he mentioned the acid spitters. I think these are a very good, like a very good side thing, like a side variation of the Glyphid Menace. Because the Glyphid Menace is more like a suppressive type of attack where it just fires a barrage of stuff at you, a barrage of projectiles, and you have to basically take cover, and it can do a lot of damage if you're caught out of cover basically, and you're not prepared to shoot in the face like when it pops up. So it's very interesting. So instead of like a suppressive fire thing where it just fires a like stream of projectiles at you just to like pin you down basically or make you move and just do a lot of damage if you're out cover, this thing seems more like just general artillery basically, which is interesting because we don't really have artillery glyphids or stuff in the game really. Like the Bacteria Goo Bomber can be argued to be that a little bit, but kind of, yeah, I argue the Goo Bomber is interesting in that term, but as a vague form of artillery. But this is like proper like artillery, like it wobs stuff, which we have mortar basically. So we finally have a Glyphid mortar essentially, because the acid spitter is just not really. It just fires projectiles. It isn't really a it doesn't really compare to this at all. But yeah, very interesting. And of course, weak point here, armor, very nice cover scheme. And I'm pretty sure this is basically gonna be like acid. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like the corrosive enemy. So Drawer no longer has a monopoly on corrosive. This guy probably has it as well, so it probably slows you down as well. So very interesting. And if it doesn't damage you, this is either gonna be like highly damaging acid that stays on the ground for a bit, or it's gonna be like a Goo Bomber where it slows you down and that's it. And the only damaging part is the projectile itself. So we'll see, but very terrifying and very interesting.
Cousin of our old friend, the Glyphid Spitter, this area around impact. Just another day on Hoxie's, I suppose.
And also, yeah, when it dies, it spreads stuff. So yeah, it's very like it's basically just the Bacteria Goo Bomber, but a Glyphid. Also, a wonderful model. Yeah, both of these models, where is it? No. There we go. Yeah, the models are just wonderfully made models, by the way. Love it.
Day on Hoxie,
Wonderful made models.
wide area around impact.
Yeah, as you see here, it spreads it on depth, so it's like Goo Bomber.
Always, our enemies are not
Very much like a Goo Bomber.
R&D has come up with a little something we expect you'll enjoy. Jet boots. You will now be able to recover crates of high-powered jet modules in the caves.
Flappy Bird. Yeah, basically just Flappy Bird. But yeah, very interesting. So I'm guessing this is basically just a randomly spawning thing in the cave, like core walk or something like that. It just pops up. And yeah, it's very interesting. No, Flappy Bird is always funny. Or I think it's called Jet Boot. It has an in universe name for it, which we'll get to shortly. But yeah, Flappy Bird, very interesting. Pardon me for that, I muted myself. But yeah, pardon me for that. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. So.
You will now be able
and our random event's always quite nice in the caves, so happy with that.
In the caves. Attach these to your boots and turn them into fully functional jet boots.
Hover boot perk, eat your heart out. Yeah, this is basically just arguably probably a very nice thing, because usually in some caves, like if you're playing driller, in some caves you're like if you don't have a scout, it's a pain to get through sometimes because there's some stuff on a wall. But if you don't make a zip line or drill up there or do platforms up there, which could take a lot of time or a lot of ammo for the utility stuff. Yeah, it could be a really painful, experience overall. But this is actually a very interesting thing to have. So, hey, it makes solo cave dives, I'm pretty sure, a lot easier because you can, as a driller, get up to a wall and then go, halfway up and get everything. Make a vein of like Morkai or something, and without, drilling all the way up and taking a lot of time. So, it's very nice.
You a much needed leg up during any hardships you may.
Yeah, able to shoot while doing it as well, so that's pretty good. So yeah. Hover boot perk, eat your heart out, pretty much.
Just consider wearing a helmet, perhaps. Back home, a bit of redundant machinery has been cleared out, opening up the space rig a bit more.
Wonderful.
Which handily allows plenty of space to install a train.
Yeah, Jetty Boot. That's the name of it. Jetty Boot. Jetty Boot. Perfect.
Terminal for the coded locks
that's the name.
Encounter on the jet boot crates. It would appear some smart aleck has seen fit to build an arcade cabinet.
High score 140. Oh my goodness, high score. I guarantee you someone's going to get 999 on that thing in like a few days. I guarantee that.
Enjoy a delicious new brew, the Randovisor. This potent ale reportedly instills a sense of adventure and lust for challenge in whoever drinks it, causing questionable decisions in regards to equipment loadout and uniform.
That's what animation as well.
Missions using these loadouts has become a bit of a fad. Well, I wish you luck. At the loadout terminal, a new option.
So that's interesting. There's a beer that randomizes your cosmetics, which is pretty interesting.
To randomize all your gear and upgrades.
Fun little thing.
Become available, enabling you to quickly set up challenges for yourself.
And also being able to do it giving you a choice to do so while for your equipment is also pretty interesting. So that's interesting. So just if you want a challenge run, just do that. I guess that's fine. It's there. Like, it's there if you need it. So it's nice that they brought it in. So that's nice.
Why would anyone do
nice
this?
Little extra.
Well, never let it be said we do not wish to enable our employees. Meanwhile, in your wardrobe, your armors now come with a new option.
Same thing for armor. Nice little extra thing.
All your own sets at will. Summer
extra stuff's always nice.
After all. Sleeveless versions of all your own sets.
And also, yeah, sleeveless armor is also quite nice. It's an extra thing. So, more cosmetics and randomizing your stuff is pretty fun. So, happy they added it. So, yeah, pretty good. Not really much else to say. Nice extra.
Almost upon us, after all. And capping all of this off is, of course, this season's new season pass. An all new.
Yes, this thing I didn't finish because I took like a 6-month break from streaming. So, yeah, I'm currently rushing through the current progression system. So, yeah, if you want to see me on Twitch currently, try and rush my way through it, then yeah, I usually stream at 11 EST PM. So yeah, if you want to check me out, then go ahead on the cesspool as Twitch. But yeah, happy, I'm really excited that as you can tell, there's the raw pox cosmetic stuff, which is quite nice. I like that a lot. So happy about that. Always like new cosmetic weapon variation stuff. Always like that. Big fan of that.
Tree and 100 new levels of gear, victory moves, weapon frameworks, and crafting materials to unlock. With all the
Also, yes, more full head cosmetics. I always like helmets. I'm a big fan of helmets. I'm happy to see this. I'm gonna try and get this. This speaks to me on a fundamental level. I love it. So yeah, very excited for that.
usual script challenges to go along with it. And as always, anything you
Oh,
may have
wait, was there another helmet? Hold on.
script challenges to go along with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. I love that so much. Oh, that's good. That's good. Screw the beard. Screw everything else. That's my saying. I love it.
And as always, anything you may have missed in previous seasons will simply go into the existing loot pools, so nothing is going away forever.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Again, I'm really happy that they, even if you missed something, they added to the loot pool. It's just so wonderful. This game is wonderful.
To commemorate the release of the season is of course also a new cosmetic pack up for purchase. The Decontaminator
power washing style.
A brand new weapon
power wash to wipe out everyone.
DLC pack of armors. Combating a lethal pandemic has never looked sexier.
Power wash to wipe out everything in the game.
Season 4 is upon us.
Pretty good.
Suit up and get to work. We've got quotas to meet. Welcome to Critical Corruption. This is mission control.
Power washing, yeah, it's just
rock and stone.
Power washing extreme edition, pretty much.
DRG is always finding ways to drain our wallets.
Yeah, though to be fair, those old yeah, I never played those old arcade machines, but yeah, those things will steal your all your coins, I heard. So yeah, actually makes some sense. That joke actually makes a decent amount of sense, actually. So yeah, that was a pretty decent just a rather decent thing. So yeah, very happy so far with this. Nothing really much else to say. Just very excited. The tentacles look, the tentacles things look terrifying, and yeah, just very excited. Just not really much else to say. Just overall excited. Just pleased to see this new content and all that stuff, and yeah, rather happy. So yeah. So thank you all for stopping by today. This is just a general overview and just my general thoughts to this. Not really much else to say. Just I'm happy. I'm excited. Yeah, it's nice that they added some new stuff again, new variations of enemies. Always like that, and a new middle arm, a medium armored, I guess, Glyphid is also quite nice. I guess that's the best way to put it for the Scorpion one. And artillery Glyphid is always fun, because we don't really have an artillery Glyphid. That's mostly just a Mactera Goo Bomber thing. So that's pretty good. So yeah, just very excited. New boss looks interesting. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Sure, stop by. And yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch on that cesspool. Links down in the description. And yeah, pretty sure stop by. Hope you all enjoy the stream. Hope you enjoy the stream. I almost said that automatically, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I'm gonna be trying to get more short form videos out. It's just that I'm busy with college stuff right now and other stuff as well, so I'm not sure about upload schedule, but I'll try. This is my attempt to try and get a somewhat stable schedule coming up, so we'll see about that. But yeah, either way, good night everyone. Hope you all enjoyed the video. And yeah, just see you next time whenever I stream or whenever I make a new video. So yeah, good night everyone. Ciao.